and now come and start crashing out at the end of the day. And I really, appreciate what she said. You don't expect somebody who is a modern woman to go and start slaving, in the kitchen. The reason why a lot of women, were in the kitchen in the olden days and in our parents' time mostly was because they were not allowed in workspaces. So it's like, oh, your role belongs to the kitchen and whatnot. But now I've seen that women are more than kitchen. They are more than cooking. So yes, at the end of the day, I support her.
Okay, so this I feel like it all still boils down to to the level of understanding that exists between both partners, right? So I have this aunt of mine that cooks every single day for the family, right? And okay, I don't know the definition of a modern woman, but I like to think that it's a woman who is working and she's career driven and she's ambitious and the rest of it. She has a shop where she sells hairs, hair extensions, hair accessories and the rest of it, but she cooks every single day. And this is a woman that has no problem with it at all, right? It's so again, I said it's the level of understanding that exists between both parties. It's not even like I'm running a restaurant and because of that I now see myself cooking every single day. It's bizarre to think that people still cook every day, right? So it only makes sense to say you set out a day to cook for the entire week or for the entire month, because that's how we do in my house. I don't think anybody cooks every day.
Some people cook every day. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I said my mom, my auntie
but it's not about you
day.
now. I've just told you that some people cook every day.
But the funny thing is, there's some restaurant you go to and they tell you, oh, it's a la carte, and then some people go there and expect
What's a la carte?
That's you're ordering it fresh, so they have to make the meal as you order it. Then they'll tell you, okay, to take an hour to get ready or 2 hours.
Okay,
that kind of restaurant. And I feel like a lot of them are even deceiving themselves, because most of those food are not even a la carte. Yep. They just wait for the time to go and then they bring it. They bring it to themselves with the a la carte, mindset, and then they go into their relationship and marriage wanting to have a la carte as well.
I think those people, what they do is that they prep their vegetables or whatnot. So maybe if it's something like soup, they've already cut down so at least they know that. I mean, soup. I think what makes cooking stressful is the prep, not even the cooking itself. Because when you now look at it, you're like, come on, now soup is ready. But what takes time is boiling meat, washing meat. So now I think what these a la carte restaurants do is that they would have maybe washed their meat down, put everything in the freezer, then or maybe even cooked it or pre-cooked it at some point.
What they sell, what they are selling is the fact that they've not prepped anything at all. That's when they are doing it. Yes.
Okay, I get that.
Okay, can we move on?
Yeah, let's move on.
Yeah, moving on to the next conversation. So a polygamist has come on to advise men on what they must do before marrying any woman. So he went on X to tweet that before you marry her, get her pregnant first. Many women are barren. Let me take a couple of comments. This is from Dara, and Dara says, women, before you marry a man, please go with him for semen analysis. And Boss Lady says, ladies, please prioritize making money over listening to these things. They're not even humans, they are things. Lisa says, reducing a woman's value solely to fertility is outdated and disrespectful. Marriage is built on love, trust, and mutual commitment, not a biological test drive. And Vogue says, and just so you know, once you are pregnant, they begin to hate you. Let anyone with the best advice win. Maybelline says, thank you, uncle, for advising men. I love that you are creating awareness. These things are to be addressed. But let me ask you, do you realize that there is something called secondary infertility? That is when she encounters difficulties with conceiving the second child. What would you do, sir? With that being said, leave women alone and their womb alone. Women are not your lab rats. Respect yourselves. Women, please love yourselves enough to protect your womb with all your strength and might. Our bodies is the temple of the Holy Ghost and must be treated as such. Preach. And the last one from King Dinero says, you fit no say na you be impotent. Make she carry another man picking can't give you, then you marry her. See, everything are God. Bam, bam, bamest. Well, anyways, I will group this guy as one of those, incels that will just come on, and you can tell from their tweets, from their mindset, that they hate women and they just need any avenue to vent their hatred and all that. Because, I mean, there are some set of men that will say, okay, before they can marry you, you have to get pregnant. But you have to factor in the fact that men are not reliable. This man can decide to change his mind that he's no longer marrying even after getting you pregnant. Then what happens? You contribute to, he adds you to the single mothers group, and then the same men will be the same people to turn around and say, oh, don't marry single mothers, yada yada yada. What did she do that made her a single mother? She was not a good woman enough, that's why the man did not pick her in the first place. So it's more like damn if you do, damned if you don't do. So you just have to put yourself first, be selfish, learn from men.
Yeah, see, so what this man is basically saying is that, oh, before he can marry you, you have to get pregnant for him. And I just pity any woman that will fall for this prey. Men hate single mothers now, and men are very unreliable. Mind you, if you marry a man today now and he goes to the altar with you to say, oh, till death do us part, that one might just be for your own pockets, because he has what is in his mind. Because he has already gone to go and swear for death do us part does not mean that he's going to be with you. Mind you, marriage is even meant to be a form of security. They can still work out on you. How much more when there's nothing binding him? There's no legal binding, there's no binding from the church, as per church wedding or even traditional wedding. Yeah. He has not even paid anything on your head, and the next thing he's telling you that, oh, the criteria for him to find you worthy to be his wife is that you should be able to get pregnant. Is it okay? So what now happens when you get pregnant and he feels like, oh, maybe your attitude is not good, he doesn't like? I don't understand some mentalities of some men, and I don't want to mention any tribe, but it seems as if that man is from Anambra State. but I digress. But it's just it's very problematic for someone to have this kind of flawed, thing, because we've seen how men are unreliable. I've already said that. And also, okay, tomorrow now you don't want to marry her again, but then you have trapped her with a child. And in most cases, they don't even show up for their children, because we have seen how you might fall out of love with somebody, and I'm not going to force you for that and whatnot, but what of the child? Will you even be there to be a father figure for this child? Now you have given birth to a child in a broken home or a dysfunctional home. Tomorrow they will still blame the woman and say, oh, you did not close your legs, not knowing that the woman was in audition so that a man will marry her and then he eventually abandoned her. I really hope that women are sensible and they are not taking what these men are saying seriously. Please, any man that wants you to get pregnant first, that is making it a compulsory thing for you to get married first, for you to get pregnant first before he marries you, just know that this man will do you dirty, because this is just one. Tomorrow in the marriage, you don't know what he will say. Maybe you should cut off your leg before. It doesn't make sense. Please, sisters, let's love ourselves. Thank you very much.
Honestly, from my own lived experience, so all the women that I have seen that men told them get pregnant first, none of them are in their husband's house today. So and they got pregnant. Yes, now, hey God, let me not start mentioning
names.
Not
above the program,
and yes, so, and the thing is, these are the kind of men that would make women feel like they are highly privileged for having them in their lives. Oh, law and order, he's the king and lord of all, almighty. Why did you not kneel down to give me food? Before you kiss me, you must adore me first. Oh my God. So I mean, this is hilarious. Any woman who will fall for this in 2026, come on.
Sorry, women are still falling for it. Women are still falling for it like mad, right? Whether it's by mistake or intentionally, women are still falling for it. And as Prince rightly said, it's a typical Igbo man behavior, right? This is something that happens in that part of this world, because it's, as she said, there is no legal binding. Don't make just anything.
I don't fight for men.
No, I know them very well. So like anything that would make you as a person be, or as a woman now, because that's the context we're speaking from, anything that make you as a woman be at the mercy of any man, just run away from it, because there is no how you would say that you weren't going to
be present, informing, connecting, caring across Lagos, Port Harcourt, Benin, Abuja, and every heartbeat in between. One rhythm, one sound, one family. And now, beyond borders, streaming across continents, connecting Nigerians in the diaspora and global listeners searching for the sound of home. We didn't just grow, we grew with you. Through weddings and wins, through heartbreaks and hustle, through late nights, early mornings, and everything in between. Because it was never just radio. it's lifestyle, it's culture, it's connection. More music, less noise, more feeling, more life. This isn't just a station. This is your rhythm. Rhythm FM, growing with you everywhere. From your very first day in secondary school, to campus dreams that kept you awake at night, to that first job interview that changed everything, from traffic on 3rd Mainland Bridge to quiet midnight thoughts under an open sky, there has always been one frequency riding with you. Rhythm 93.7 FM didn't just play music, we scored your moments. When you celebrated, we turned it up. When you stumbled, we lifted your spirit. When the nation held its breath, we stayed present. Informing, connecting, caring. Across Lagos, Port Harcourt, Benin,
93.7 FM. Here we'll talk about trending stories derived from social media. What you guys are talking about, basically, we're bringing it to read you. My name is Praise Obata, and I'm in the studio with Eniola, Chidera, and Vera Chuko. Now, without wasting much of your time, we'll move to the next story. This is coming from an ex-user who is basically calling out the new age churches, photographers, and whatnot. And this man is basically saying, this pandemic of church photographers snapping you pisses me off like mad. Are we here to worship or snap pictures? Literally saw myself on my church's Facebook page looking hopeless. Now, I share sentiments with what he's saying. I really do not think that people's vulnerable moments should be recorded, because I know that's the new trend with churches. Because of we're in the social media age, they want to snap you when you're crying so that they can now post on their Instagram to show that, yes, indeed, God is in this place. Indeed, the Spirit is moving. See what happened when Daddy was preaching. People were crying. So I think it's a kind of weird flex that they want to show up. And I really think that we must know where to draw the line, because people deserve their privacies at the end of the day. Not everybody wants their private moments. Literally, you're crying to God, asking for something, and then the next thing you're seeing yourself, on Facebook, or you don't even want to be known. If you even have a stalker self and you are trying to stay low key in one place, your stalker will be scrolling Instagram one day and say, oh, see this girl that I won't be looking for. So she normally goes to this church at this time. The next thing, they are coming to come and kidnap you from church. So I think we should really be sensitive. Even as we want to advertise our church, we should know where to draw the line. And I think there should maybe be a demarcation. Okay, if you know that you do not mind being recorded, sit at this point. If you know that you want to be recorded, sit at this point, so that you will not, spoil people's privacy or breach people's privacy. Yeah, that's the right word. And now we now see how, because people are being photographed, some people will now start performing. Normally that you don't normally cry, but because you want to act drama, so that your crush will go and see the pain and say, this woman is a virtuous woman, she will pray well for me, she feels like a good woman, a godly woman that will bring up my kids well. But that's not your lifestyle. But you have got to act drama. Hope you'll be ready when they finally give you a ring in the marriage. You'll be able to pretend forever. So I really do think that we should stop putting pressure on people to perform, right? One day, even me said that I'm even talking. One day, I was just praising God normally. The next thing, camera came. I didn't even know how to act again. I'm like, okay, am I like being vulnerable enough? I now left the worship that I was doing. I can't think, okay, am I looking like I'm praying enough? It shouldn't be so. Please stop distracting us in church.
Please also share that your platform story.
Exactly. Another church did something to me, and that was the last time I stepped my foot in that church. So I went to church with this platform slippers thing. So the girls know what I'm talking about. I might put a picture. And then, as I was in the moment worshiping God, Usher came to come and touch me. I thought there was a problem. The next day she was like, please, can I move inside? I looked at her, I was like, why? And then she says, oh, you're not wearing shoes. I looked down, I said, but this is not slippers. She said, oh, even though it's not bedroom slippers, it's not the proper shoes, that we don't want the camera to cover your shoe, to cover what you're wearing, since you're not wearing covered shoes. I said, wow, really? I moved to the middle, and from there I felt disconnected, because I wasn't even worshiping. I kept on thinking about it, that class isn't for inside church again. This is what we're talking about. They want to be able to build a certain aesthetics for that, so that they know that, okay, the baddies are coming to this church, or your favorite celebrities come to this church. Arrant nonsense. Make them ban them, please. Anyways.
Okay, so I'm not trying to invalidate the feeling of this ex. I'm not trying to invalidate the feeling of this guy on X, right? But it's expected. It's normal. Churches have media guys that go around the church to capture one or two moments and the rest of it, right? If he didn't want that to happen, he could have just sat at the last row of the church. They hardly drone is to get the drone will not come near you like this. The drone is to get the full view, not to get an individual. So you should have just sat at the back.
Even like people, her boyfriend are instrumentalist, because when she's really defending this media guys, like, because she's like, yeah, that's my man's profession. So I'm just joking, please.
So, and I'm sure it's because the picture was not fine. Because he's not looking fine in the picture. That's why he came out to come and be ranting. Because if he was fine, he would not have a problem. Or if his image was used as, on the banner or something, on a flyer, he would not have a problem. If he was a face of something, he would not have a problem.
I was very vulnerable and my mouth was summer, and they put down a plaster. I know that thing that they will not do big banner to me.
It's good now.
It's not good, because she was looking weird, so people will not be seeing her on the road.
That's why they are there to capture moments like that.
Okay.
Because you say no fine for that picture, if you say fine.
When did the church actually turn to a space to see how people are worshiping in their vulnerable moment and all that? I mean, I understand the good intentions, but you should respect people's privacy.
Privacy for church. Go home now.
No. Even restaurants where you go to, there are some restaurants now that they have picture policies, right? Okay, certain areas you can't take pictures here, just because the people there don't want you. The people there don't want you taking pictures of them and them going viral or social media or anything like that. And there are people that are doing shady things. They don't want their partners finding out and all that. So imagine
in church.
In
restaurants.
Okay, so imagine you're in a restaurant with your side piece, and the next thing one body
Lagos men no fit cheat,
and the next thing you are trending all over social media. So, but aside that, there are people that are so so private to the point that even all their social media handles, you will not find a picture of them or their family members. So now imagine I'm keeping myself so private just for the church to breach that privacy. It is not making any sense. I understand that you want to curate an image for people to see how the church is and for people to come and worship God, but it should be on people's accord, not because we want to promote something by all means. So whether you like it or you like it, you must be on
I'm a media girl now. I can't ask you. Are you okay with me doing this?
Yes.
Are you okay?
Imagine the people imagine the people that just come into people's faces on the road. Imagine you are having a bad day and you are not even.
It's different. You're in church.
It's the same thing.
No, it's not
and
the
then
same
someone
thing.
is
It's not the
pointing a
same
camera in
thing.
your face saying, "Oh, sister,
It's not the same
what do you think about so?
Media guys walk around with DSLR for a particular purpose. They walk around with DSLR for a particular purpose, and it's just to capture a moment. They can't be seeking your permission before they take picture. It's not. You cannot be dancing and they'll stop you. Please, can I take a picture? Or praise. You're in the mode of worship. Can I take a picture? You're praying. Can I come and take a picture? It's normal.
I like something that Praise said. Praise said
that
she wore platform and they told her to sit inside. Then that was the last day she went to that church. Nobody is tying your leg to any church. If you go church and they snap, write to them, remove my picture, no go there again. And the thing is, I feel like churches should now have media policy, okay, either you're filling a form or your first timers form and you're like, okay, do you want to be on the media or not? You sign it, yes or no. Or outrightly, when people are coming in, ushers are asking them, please, do you mind if we take you pictures and videos? And the person says yes, go to the left. Do you mind if we take you pictures and videos? You say no, go to the right. Because at this point we're in a digital age, and I think that the church is still stuck with an age and time where people felt like, they could go to church and no one is watching and they just serve their God without being performative. So because we're in a digital age and the world has evolved, I think you also need to evolve with with what people will really accept. There are some people that would accept being out there. Some people will not want it at all. So you better share the church into two. You sit down on the right and you sit down on the left. So when the drones are flying, they know where to go to.
Yes, I agree. See, I understand the need, to document, a church and whatnot. But this is why we must now focus on the pastor who is preaching or the choir that are doing their, choir administration and whatnot, so that at least they know that, okay, this is what happens in this church. Don't now take advantage of people's vulnerable moments. And I even have a message or a question for all these media boys. You people don't have relationship with God because other people are praying for their life, praying for their destiny. You carry camera, they do photography.
That's their own form of. That's your own form
Later
of
you'll be wondering why you are stagnant in life. You're not taking your prayer life seriously. No. You're going to go and snap other people, pray for their destiny. Programming other people when you should be praying. No. No, they give themselves sense, so because I won't pity them, especially the drummer boys and the people when they play piano. People go they pray, they kabosh. You go they do pom 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 pom, and you go they go up soon. You not go pray for your life care. And within Nigeria, I just pity you. So can I say something? Please say something.
So that's their own form of service, and in service your blessing will come up. But there's a way it's being said.
Okay,
the way it's being said. So not everybody will be praying when prayers are on.
100%.
Right? A drummer cannot be in the mood of a drummer can be in the mood of praise and worship where that's his mode of service, and his own blessings will come to him in service. So that's
I like as very they shout 100% I agree. Now in the Bible they say there's time for everything, and they also say moderation is key. That's their own time. You're doing your own service and whatnot too, but your own whatsoever service should not. The main thing is praying to God. You must have a relationship with God. Are these people crazy? The main thing is that you must have a relationship with God. The main thing is that at the right time you are in church for something. If you know that you want to do something, go outside and do it. Don't now be in church when other people are doing. You are there for a common purpose. Fulfill your common purpose first before you start doing frivolities, because on the last day God will not say, you are going to heaven because you were doing photo up and down. You will still go to hellfire. So why are you in church? To pray for your life, to pray for your destiny, to pray for the grace of God, not to carry to carry camera.
I don't know where praise turn to God
up and down. So when you say common purpose,
that's why most of them they are not even rich. Everybody calm down.
Precious. I say precious.
The media guys, have you noticed that the media guys in church are not really
praise? Classes.
Some of them are very.
How are you?
Anyways, I'm going on a quick break, but you're not going anywhere because when we come back, we have more stories for you. Stay.
We'll continue.
Twin, one rhythm, one sound, one family. And now, beyond borders, streaming across continents, connecting Nigerians in the diaspora and global listeners searching for the sound of home. We didn't just grow, we grew with you. Through weddings and wins, through heartbreaks and hustle, through late nights, early mornings, and everything in between. Because it was never just radio. It's lifestyle, it's culture, it's connection. More music, less noise, more feeling, more life. This isn't just a station. This is your rhythm. Rhythm FM, growing with you everywhere. From your very first day in secondary school, to campus dreams that kept you awake at night, to that first job interview that changed everything, from traffic on 3rd Mainland Bridge to quiet midnight thoughts under an open sky, there has always been one frequency riding with you. Rhythm 93.7 FM didn't just play music, we scored your moments. When you celebrated, we turned it up. When you stumbled, we lifted your spirit. When the nation held its breath, we stayed present. Informing, connecting, caring. Across Lagos, Port Harcourt, Benin, Abuja, and every heartbeat in between. One rhythm, one sound, one family. And now, beyond borders, streaming across continents, connecting Nigerians in the diaspora and global listeners searching for the sound of home. We didn't just grow, we grew with you. Through weddings and wins, through heartbreaks and hustle, through late nights, early mornings, and everything in between. Because it was never just radio. It's lifestyle, it's culture, it's connection. More music, less noise, more feeling, more life. This isn't just a station. This is your rhythm. Rhythm FM, growing with you everywhere. From your very first day in secondary school, to campus dreams that kept you awake at night, to that first job interview that changed everything. From traffic on 3rd Mainland Bridge to quiet midnight thoughts under an open sky, there has always been one frequency riding with you. Rhythm 93.7 FM didn't just play music, we scored your moments. When you celebrated, we turned it up. When you stumbled, we lifted your spirit. When the nation held its breath, we stayed present. Informing, connecting, caring. Across Lagos, Port Harcourt, Benin, Abuja, and every heartbeat in between. One rhythm, one sound, one family. And now, beyond borders, streaming across continents, connecting Nigerians in the diaspora and global listeners searching for the sound of home. We didn't just grow, we grew with you. Through weddings and wins, through heartbreaks and hustle, through late nights, early mornings, and everything in between. Because it was never just radio. It's lifestyle, it's culture, it's connection. More music, less noise, more feeling, more life.
Hi guys, welcome back to What's Hot on Rhythm 93.7 FM. Here we'll talk about trendy stories derived from social media. My name is Prezo Bata and I'm in the studio with Eniola, Chidera, and Vera. Now, without wasting much of your time, we'll move to the next story.
All right, so the next story is about alleged trafficking and organ harvesting of a 19-year-old. According to the Delta State Police, a 19-year-old woman was allegedly lured with the promise of a job opportunity in Cote d'Ivoire, that's Ivory Coast. Instead, investigators said she was recruited into a human trafficking network where she was pressured into prostitution. When she reportedly refused, she says she was injected with an unknown substance, taken to a hospital, and later realized that one of her kidneys had allegedly been removed without her consent. Police say multiple suspects have been identified and investigations are ongoing. Right, so now let me take some comments here. Stephen Emmanuel on X says capital punishment should be carried out on them with immediate effect. No amount of pleading should be entertained because such vile and wicked people do not deserve to be alive. Living with them will bring an unimaginable curse on the society, so they deserve to be sent to their maker. Yes, I'm so sorry. It was her womb that was removed, not her kidney. Her womb was removed. So Authentic Nation on X says Nigerian girls have sworn to take over Ashewo jobs all across the world. Come to Ivory Coast every day. New Nigerian girls, Ashewo, some self. Their families are even praying all day for them to be successful without knowing what she is doing over there. My own is the heart of man. So like this is a video. A policeman was giving a narration of the entire ordeal. So what he said was that the victim's father was the one who pushed her to move forward with the plans of traveling to Ivory Coast. So on getting to Ivory Coast, she was expecting that she was going to be working, even if it's not like the best form of job. It was expected in her head she was going for a proper job. And then getting there, she realized that it was prostitution, hookup job, and she vehemently refused and she declared that she wasn't interested. But then again, she could not leave. So she's, according to the narration she gave, she kept demanding that they give her money to go back to Nigeria. And before you know it, she said someone stung her with a needle, and before you knew it, when she woke up, she saw herself in a hospital bed and she saw that her stomach was split into two, right? And she now fell back to sleep. And only for her I don't know the whole story about how she now returned to Nigeria and how she found herself in Delta State, but then what she said and what the policeman in this particular video was saying was that when she returned to Nigeria, they had to carry medical examination on her thoroughly, and then they realized that her womb had been taken. So her womb was taken, so she'll be able to do her prostitution, she'll be able to be successful in her job without any pregnancy or whatever impeding the success of her career. Impeding the success of her career. And as they had showed in the video, 2 suspects involved were arrested, but I'm still wondering why her dad was not arrested, because I'm still wondering why her father would be so comfortable enough to hear that there is a job somewhere in Ivory Coast and you were so excited to give your daughter out. And people would argue that, oh, the man did not know, he was not in the know, he was told that a job this, a job that. Bro, human trafficking is something that, a lot of awareness have been created. I like to believe that, right? Even though you're not literate, you understand the detriment of just giving your person away like that without thorough background checking and the rest of it. So the man in question, her father in question, was supposed to be with the suspects. If truly they are doing their job, the man should have been there and not just the women that were perpetrators of such heinous crime.
What background check do you think this man will be able to do?
So, guys, someone just came to tell you there's job for your daughter, and you're excited about it.
This thing has been happening for, I don't know, should we say decades? That you have family members coming out to say, "Oh, don't worry, let her just follow me. She'll be working as a house help with somebody, or I have a friend that needs a girl." We've seen people doing that within eastern part of Nigeria to Lagos. They will promise the parents that, don't worry, she's going to work as a house help or something, and then the next thing, you're being sold into prostitution. So it's something that is very, very common, and I feel like the father might not necessarily actually be involved. It might not be complicit. They could have lied to him that she just wants to work as a house help or something.
But he should have still been arrested and he should have been questioned thoroughly.
I don't know what to say, because this is so traumatic. I don't know how this girl will be able to
live with herself for the rest of her life,
because this is really traumatic. I don't know the amount of therapy she would need to go through.
Imagine remembering that the last conversation you were having with people was arguing that you want to go back home, and you're seeing yourself in a bed with your stomach split into two, like you're literally seeing your organs, and then you're realizing that your womb was taken should I even say taken or extracted or stolen?
I feel like there's more to this story than meets the eyes, honestly. But regardless, there's one truth, that you experienced all these things that she experienced. And when Chidera was saying it, I laughed a bit because, I mean, indeed, prostitution is a career for a lot of people, but then it sounds really funny, like taking out someone's womb for the person to be successful in prostitution. I mean, that's a reality she would have to live with for the rest of her life, and my prayers are with her, but there is still more to the story that meets the eyes.
Yeah, moving on to the next story.
Okay, so moving on to the next story. The next story is mine actually about Bauchi State Governor saying that Arabic should be integrated into Nigeria's schools. And I had a bit of disagreement with that, even while we had that conversation earlier in TV, during the time we had TV. And I'm like, why do we have to integrate Arabic into Nigerian schools? But I'll take 2 comments here on Instagram, and this is yours of Tigbo Girls, and she says, where will Arabic education position students in the global system? Other countries are prioritizing technology, but when it comes to our turn, it's rubbish that our politicians are considering. Then Atinuke says, are they learning our language in Saudi? I mean, this is a very big one because from the storyline, you know, he welcomed some people from Saudi Arabia and felt like, oh wow, you know, Nigerians should be able to compete on a global scale, especially when they travel to like Saudi Arabia for whatever they travel for, and they'll be able to speak Arabic, so it should be integrated into the Nigeria's educational system. And I'm like, it's not necessary, honestly, because gradually the Nigerian languages are even going into extinction. I mean, there's an argument that Arabic is a language of its own, but we know the association of Arabic when it comes to, you know, Islam, and we also know that in this same country, children are being asked to either choose to go to Arabic school or go to a normal school. And we've asked ourselves severally, why is that? Why would children not have the leverage to go to regular schools like other children, but they have to choose between going to, and the choice is not even theirs alone, it's their parents' choice. And you see, even in the northern region, a lot of children don't go to the typical schools, or rather go to Arabic schools. And in this case, integrating it into Nigeria's educational system feels like an unnecessary thing at this time. We even have more than enough languages in the country to learn. That's number one. And number two, these children, the big question was, will they still be compelled to learning Arabic in these schools, or it's now be a thing of choice? Yeah, that's my angle.
I feel like these people, their mind is backward, like 10 times backwards, right? There are bigger fishes to fry. There are a lot of issues that have been crippling the educational sector for decades, and of all to solve, they think, or they deem it necessary, that Arabic as a language must be diffused into the national school curriculum. Like, how in God's name is that going to be of help to ordinary people who do not know how to write essays? First of all, how is that going to be of help to public schools that don't even have textbooks? Like, there are just too many things to focus on, and not debating whether Arabic should be a subject in the school curriculum. Like, everybody, I don't know, man. It's just such a pity that I'm just a Nigerian in Nigeria, honestly.
Why is it a pity?
Why not Jackpot now? Wait till you see the final.
I don't Jackpot, I
now.
don't come back.
Okay. Anyways.
Okay, should we move on to the next conversation?
Yeah, please, let's move on.
All right, moving on to the next conversation. So this is from the tables of actress Abiola Foshere, and you know, she was on a podcast where they were basically interviewing her, and when it got to the last question where the interviewer was asking her who she'd like to address, and she says, the only person I'd like to ask a question is my ex-husband. I'd really like to ask him what I did wrong, because I did nothing before he left me and the kids. I want to ask what my children and I did to deserve what he did to us. So she disclosed that she went through emotional trauma that left her battling severe depression and forcing her to spend 1 year and 6 months in the hospital. And she added that the experience nearly pushed her to the brink of insanity. Okay, so let me take a couple of comments. This is from Boss Lady, and she says, women, you better decenter everything around you. Love, family, everything. Guide your heart, because people can leave you at any time. Caro says, this is the story of my life. Them say I no born boy and they left me with my girls and all the responsibilities. I'm going through hell providing for kids we made together, but God will judge. This is from the Regent, and she says, it's sad and I can't fathom why. After 7 years, she still wants to know what he did and why he did it. That shouldn't matter. It won't change anything. It should be as good as dead to you and the kids. Makachuku says, people don't really know, don't understand how severe emotional distress can affect your physical and mental health until you are in it. And the last one, Duchess says, that's why I celebrate a woman that glows up after leaving a toxic marriage. It takes a lot of strength to survive it. It tells on the strength you have as a woman. Well, this is another case of how selfish a man can be. Just wake up one day, decide that, you know what, I don't want to be a father anymore. I don't want to be a husband anymore. And you can just pack up your things and leave, and nobody's going to hold you down to it, because this is so wicked. And some people want to argue that, oh, maybe something personal happened, why is she not telling us what she did? She doesn't even know what she did. But even if she knows, we don't know her entirely. Even if she knows, I feel like it is so selfish of this man to not even think about the welfare of the children. I mean, if you have a problem with the mother of your kids, do you have to involve your children in your squat? You just decided to just stand up one day and leave, and you didn't even bother to look back. And then you say now that when it gets to the future, let's say the children are doing well, this same man will walk back and try to claim that, oh, they are my children after all. No matter what I did, I'm still their father. They're supposed to take care of me. Just entitlement and all that. I mean, this is what a lot of men just get to do with nobody holding them accountable.
100% I agree. I believe that the society has enabled men too much and babied them too much. Oh, maybe the woman did something. Okay, yeah, she did something. And me, I'm a strong advocate for divorce and whatnot. Yeah, you're divorcing her, but the children unko, you're a parent. It's not just parenting. Is not that, oh, you put your sperm in somebody's vagina, you give it to a baby. That is not where fatherhood ends. So now, yes, you have a problem with the woman, you want to divorce her, fine, that you're well within your rights. But what happened to your children? What did they do to you that you just walked out on their lives? And is your fellow men tomorrow now that anything your child does, they would stigmatize them in society and saw them and say, oh, fatherless behavior now because your papa leave you. You know how society mocks people that do not have fathers in their life. So for you to then be so wicked, not considerate, and then abandon your children, there's no justification for that. There's no justifiable reason that you would give me, because these children did not do anything to you. Like I said, divorce her if you want to divorce her, but the children uncle, you cannot divorce your children. And that's why you must have sense to know that, okay, before you have children, this woman that I want to have these children with, do I like her character to the end? How do we, resolve issues when we have issues? These are the kind of things you're meant to ask yourself before you just go and impregnate any woman. It's not that because, oh, she can cook. Most men, you people don't need to do character evaluation. Your own is just, oh, can she cook? Yeah, she can cook. She has breast and bum. No depth. Now, when you now enter the marriage and you're not seeing the shege that you should have looked out for before, you will not say, oh, yes, after she was a bad woman, and people too will be clapping for you, say, oh, you too, yeah, the woman self was troublesome. I think society needs to stop enabling men and start holding them accountable. Anyways, do you guys have anything to say? If not,
no,
on the final note, this is where we wrap up today's edition of What's Hot. Remember that the conversation does not end here. Tomorrow we'll be here by 11 o'clock on the dot to give you what's trending in Nigeria and beyond Nigeria. My name is Prezo Bata, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you for staying tuned. I hope you enjoyed our conversation. My name is Eniola Adekune. I'll see you tomorrow.
And my name is Chidera Amakanya Dioha. Ha. See you next time.
Hi, my name is Vera Chukuyo, baby girl of life. Have a wonderful day if you can.
Just a station. This is your rhythm. Rhythm FM. Growing with you everywhere. From your very first day in secondary school to campus dreams that kept you awake at night, to that first job interview that changed everything. From traffic on 3rd Mainland Bridge to quiet midnight thoughts under an open sky, there has always been one frequency riding with you. Rhythm 93.7 FM didn't just play music. We scored your moments. When you celebrated, we turned it up. When you stumbled, we lifted your spirit. When the nation held its breath, we stayed present, informing, connecting, caring. Across Lagos, Port Harcourt,